But I think it's also important just to recognize that, creatine is not sitting there enhancing, it's not working like nitric oxide enhancers such as arginine, citrulline, folate, B12, etc. But it may offset the post-meal induced constriction in your blood vessels. And they say that these findings hold clinical implications, particularly for individuals who's exactly what I was saying, whose dietary habits are typically characterized by frequent consumption of high carb or high fat meals, as it is known that these meals can lead to endothelial dysfunction acutely and over time. Okay, so now you might be wondering, well, how can creatine do all this important stuff in our circulatory system? The authors say a growing body of literature has begun to shed light on the potential of creatine monohydrate supplementation to lower reactive oxygen species concentrations and enhance blood flow. Lawler and colleagues demonstrated the potential antioxidant properties of creatine monohydrate as evidenced by its capacity to scavenge ionized radicals and in a controlled cellular environment, a finding that was replicated in both animal and human cell lines that had undergone oxidative damage. Similarly, in humans, creatine monohydrate supplementation resulted in a marked reduction in post-exercise oxidative stress as measured in the blood and urine. Notably, in the current study, hydrogen peroxide concentrations at any point in time, while not statistically significant, tended to be higher after creatine monohydrate supplementation. That's interesting. These results in findings could be due to stressor applied to stimulate reactive oxygen species concentrations from either exercise, high carb meals, or high fat meals. It is possible that the high fat or high carbohydrate meal used in the study did not elicit a robust or sustained enough increase in reactive oxygen species to detect a significant antioxidant effect. Compared to exercise-induced oxidative stress, the meal-induced reactive oxygen species response could be more modest or transient, and more pronounced or prolonged oxidative challenges may be required to fully reveal creatine monohydrate's antioxidant effects. Okay, now they go on and talk about other studies and so forth. This particular one by Acero and colleagues found that creatine monohydrate combined with resistance training increased peripheral blood flow compared to just creatine monohydrate supplementation alone. Systemic arterial stiffness was attenuated following fatiguing isokinetic exercise in young men supplemented with creatine monohydrate. Furthermore, Morales and colleagues reported that creatine supplementation improved microvascular blood flow after post-occlusion reactive hyperemia. Indeed, in the current study, an external stressor such as a high-fat meal or high-carb meal may be needed to show improvements in blood flow with creatine monohydrate supplementation. Thus, the application of an external stimulus such as exercise, occlusion, or meal consumption might enhance the effect of creatine monohydrate supplementation on blood flow. However, following 3 weeks of creatine supplementation, individuals who chronically consumed a vegan diet exhibited a noted enhancement in baseline skin function, capillary density, as well as endothelium-dependent capillary recruitment. Now, why is this important? Because, as you know, if you're a vegan and you're not having any animal-sourced nutrition, you're getting no creatine. Like, you're not. Now, your body can make this nitrogenous amino acid-like compound that we know to be creatine through amino acids. It can be synthesized, but you're not getting any direct creatine. So that's important. Now, they go on to say that given that creatine is present in meat and fish sources, individuals adhering to a vegan or vegetarian diet possess markedly diminished creatine reserves compared to their omnivorous counterparts. Therefore, individuals who follow a vegetarian diet are likely to derive more pronounced benefits from creatine monohydrate supplementation. That's something we've talked a lot about. So for women and for vegan or plant-based individuals, you should definitely supplement with creatine, minimum of 2.5 to 5 grams per day. So in conclusion, it seems that taking creatine bolus doses for short periods of time may offset some of the meal-induced changes in blood flow, particularly the reductions in microcirculation that are accompanied by consuming high carb and high fat meals. I think that's important to recognize.